What if Chandler Bing wasn't just cracking jokes, but cracking open and draining your bank account, one sarcastic swipe at a time? That's right, your favorite funny man from Friends is actually Google, the king of distraction, deflection, and financial delay. When we're unsure about money, what do? Where do we turn? Ghostbusters! No, to Google. Should I buy this? What's a 401k? Girl math examples. And what do we do after? We scroll on to other things, or we laugh when we get distracted by a funny meme. But in today's happy hour money mixer, we're not just sip and snark, we're breaking down 3 dangerously relatable money mindsets that look harmless on the surface, but as you'll see with my own life stories, are actually also quietly keeping you broke. So put on your pajamas and pearls, come up to my bar stool, and let's have some happy hour cocktails on this episode of Lady Boss of Finance. Drink menu today. 3 dangerously familiar cocktails, each one shaken with a Chandler-style coping mechanism and stirred with a side of financial sabotage. Number 1, the Girl Math Margarita. Number 2, the Treat Culture Moscow Mule. And number 3, the Soft Life Spritz. By the end of this episode, you'll see how each one might feel like a vibe, but how they actually are sneakily delaying tactics and getting you rich in disguise. So let's start mixing. Let's set the scene. The one with all the resolutions. Chandler vows to stop making fun of his friends. He tries so hard and implodes. The tensions build like a pressure cooker until he bursts out sarcastic zingers like his life depends on it.
Phoebes, flying a jet? Better make it a spaceship so you can get back to your home planet. And Ross, phone call for you today. Tom Jones, he wants his pants back. And Hornswoggle, what are you, dating a character from Fraggle Rock?
Chandler's sarcasm is his armor. It keeps things light so he doesn't have to go deep. It gives him the illusion of control when he feels overwhelmed. And that is exactly how girl math works. Girl math isn't financial literacy, it's emotional buffering packaged in punchy punchlines. Here's my own girl math confession. I once bought an $80 emerald green workout top, super bougie, not because I needed it, but because it was on sale after Christmas, rare, and just so me. But it was also final sale, didn't fit, and felt nothing like I imagined when I saw it online. And I am still trying to spend that $80 store credit like a budget escape room, and instead of just admitting to myself that I got played. That's not a strategy, that is emotional girl math in action. Truth cocktail, the Girl Math Margarita. Base spirit, emotional logic. Splash of scarcity rimmed with sarcasm. Because at its heart, girl math is about trying to feel in control when we're secretly drowning in indecision. And that's Chandler and Google. You open 6 tabs, search things like, is this a smart purchase? And spiral until you forget what you were even doing in the first place. Here's how to prevent that financial hangover. First, the mindset piece. Financial confidence doesn't come from clever justifications. It comes from quiet clarity, from noticing the script you're repeating. Second, the practical piece. This is gonna sound a little backwards coming from me, but don't try to stop yourself. And I mean it. What are you gonna do? You are just going to track your girl math moments. Literally, open the Notes app on your phone and make a list. You're not doing it to feel bad, but to feel seen. Because the minute you start recognizing your rationalizations, your brain goes, wait, hold on. I don't have to keep doing this. This doesn't make sense. And that is when you start building real wealth, one awareness note at a time. The one with all the cheesecakes. Chandler and Rachel find a cheesecake that obviously was not delivered to them deliberately, but do they return it? No, they eat it. They fight over it. Then
Just sit here in the hallway and eat my...
they drop it, and then they eat it off the floor like raccoons in Banana Republic sweaters, or like my dog Hamilton. That is not dessert though. That's survival mode in a pie tin. That's Chandler in a nutshell, but it's also Google. When life gets overwhelming, we don't actually solve the problem. We search for it. Quick dinner ideas, best budget-friendly comfort food. And in that search spiral, we don't tend to fix the burnout that led us to Google. We treat it. One cheesecake, one burrito bowl, one dopamine purchase at a time. Here's my own treat culture confession story. When I was a high school English teacher, I bought a $9 Chipotle steak burrito bowl every single day of the school week. Initially, it started just with Fridays only, and then evolved into a daily treat yourself ritual. It was easy, delicious, and felt like self-care, but it also came with a trap. A habit that drained my wallet, affected my energy, and masked a bigger problem. I was working myself to burnout and trying to eat my way out of it. Truth cocktail. The Treat Culture Moscow Mule. Fizzy, fast, and feels like a reward, but with no long-term nourishment. And this is the Chandler as Google cycle all over again. We feel anxious, we search, we treat, we scroll some more. But the deeper pattern, it's not comfort, it's codependency on that search loop. Here's how to prevent the financial hangover. Treats should be a punctuation mark, not the whole sentence. Every time you skip that habitual treat, put that $5 or $10 into a Buy Back My Time account. Use that money for something that creates real freedom, like a day off from work or an emergency fund. Treating yourself isn't bad, but when it becomes your only strategy for coping, it is time to start investing in a better quality of life. The one with the cuffs. Chandler dates Rachel's boss. Kinky subplot, he ends up handcuffed to a filing cabinet in her office. Rachel walks in, Chandler panics, and she shoves a scarf in his mouth. He spits it out. He can just spit it out, and he chooses not to. And that moment is Google. The moment where we search how to retire early while sitting in a job we hate, convincing ourselves we can't actually retire early. Here's my own confession story. I used to perform overwork like it was a badge of honor, responding to emails late at night, volunteering for more, chasing a raise I thought would equal freedom. But when my company started mandating policies I was not on the same page with, it was clear leaders didn't care about what actually made employees productive or happy. They valued the bottom line over employee well-being. A version of being chained to your desk, but in a definitely not kinky Chandler way. On one hand, Soft Life is a response to those corporate handcuffs. It's a way to reject traditional productivity expectations. But on the other, it can also just be a socially acceptable way to avoid real financial goals and investment strategies. Truth cocktail. The Soft Life Spritz. Bubbly on the surface, bitter underneath. When Soft Life is just a way to frame financial passivity as a wellness choice, you're just using the Chandler Google trap to use clever words to delay bold action. But Googling your way into a new life where you imagine yourself retiring early, man, that does not work unless you act on what you learn. Chandler teaches us it's not the handcuffs holding you back. It is not corporate mandates holding you back. It's the stories and actions you keep gagging yourself with. Here's how to prevent the financial hangover. If you want real soft life energy, the kind where your time is yours, you need automation, ownership, and tiny exits. This week, automate one financial task, a money transfer, a bill payment, an investment. Then take one small baby step toward a new income stream, a habit that gets you out of a job you secretly hate, or a skill that can help you reach that shit job escape velocity. Because once you realize you're not Ross's couch in a stairwell, you won't need to Google search your way into freedom. You'll fund it. What's our big takeaway? Chandler was never just the funny one. He's the embodiment of that Google loop. He jokes instead of feeling. He searches instead of deciding. He spirals instead of starting. And we do the same thing when we laugh off girl math, treat our real burnout, or say we're doing self-care. But what we're really doing is buffering our financial power. Chandler makes us feel seen, but if you stay in his energy too long, you'll mistake searching for solving. Here's your exit tab strategy. Start tracking your rationalizations. Pause your daily auto treat burrito bowl and spit out the I'm stuck story and take one small baby step to your financially free life today. And just remember, you're not Chandler. You are becoming a lady boss of finance, just like me. So hit like and subscribe, and let's catch up in the comments until next Sunday, where we will all be saying, "How you doing?" to our favorite lovable guy, Joey. Cheers.